Sheffield Wednesday versus Exeter City, and we need all 3 points again. We've just got to keep doing what we can do. Hello and welcome to this video. You could like, share and subscribe to the channel. I much appreciate it. Liking the video helps the algorithm. Sharing gets in front of people's faces. Subscribing lets me know you like the channel. Hit that notification bell to let you know when video goes live. Also, there'll be a live stream tonight. The usual Sheffield Wednesday roundup as we start the Sheffield Wednesday debate. And I think they're going well. Debrief. I'm having a mare today. It's taking me a while to get going, to get this video going. I'm just feeling all kinds of blur today. But on that subject of Sheffield Wednesday, we've got to win this game. Now, there've been a couple of rumours floating around. Some journalists have reported that, saying that Josh Windass could be back for the weekend. It would be a big boost even if he was on the bench. The talk Michael Owickway could be back for this weekend as well. Another person that would be good to have. Maybe you put him at the side of Flint and you have a different kind of dynamic there with him and Flint instead of Iorfa and Flint. So you see what happens in that sense. But even if you get Josh Windass on the bench, it will be very handy too. Now, it'll be interesting to see if that does happen. We know what Darren Moore's like when he wants to have people ready and fit. He likes to do the whole thing of saying they need to have more volume, we need to get a bit more out of them. And had Josh Windass done enough volume for Darren Moore? Has he done enough volume for the sports science lot? Do they think he's ready to go in? And it's things like that we're going to have to wait and see until then. The press conference will be this afternoon. I will put little bits in about it if I get chance. The problem with the press conference always happens around the time where I'm about to do the school run. So it's never good for me. So I have to get it... make notes as I'm walking to school while listening to the press conference. It's one of the one where I've got to kind of do two things. It gets a bit annoying after a while, I'm not going to lie. So, Sheffield Wednesday playing Exeter City. We are playing a team who mid-table. Great season for them for coming back in League One from last season. Their record is 14, 11, 18. They have 53 points, 1.23 per game. They are 14th in League One, like I just said. Their home record is 9, 5, 8, 32 points. Their away record is 5, 6, 10, 21 points. 60 goals, 1.4 per game. 58 goals against, and they've got 2 goal difference. They lost 2-1 to Derby last weekend. So we need to get all 3 points. And yes, people will be keeping an eye on the games that with Ipswich and Plymouth, but we can only concentrate on ourselves. This week will be interesting anyway, because those two have got their games in hand on Tuesday. We need Barnsley to do us a big favour, and I can't remember who Plymouth forgot, but we need them to do us a big. I think it's Bristol Rovers to do us a big favour, but we'll see. We can't keep relying on other teams. We've got to just do what we can do. And like we said, there's going to be a team that hits a massive point total in any other season. You go up on that, and we just got to be positive. We got back to winning ways. We need to go back to that at home now. Try and get 3 points at home and just get out of Dodge in that home game. Move on to the next game and just see what we can do. Work on everything that we need to work on in training. But yeah, we'll put in Darren Moore press conference bit here. And we'll see what happens there. So, Darren Moore's press conference was interesting. Didn't want to speak about player injuries, and so didn't. No one really asked about it. They asked about Femewu, how he was. He fine. They asked about how Wickway was, and they said him being in under 21s, he'd come out of that unscathed. So they sorted all that kind of out, but didn't want to answer it. It was interesting. Got asked about the point total, basically asking, did you think it was going to be high this year? And he kind of went, yep. And he said it was going to be high at the start of the year. He just saying what he said at the start of the season. He thought it would be a high total again. And it's interesting, the press conference. It had a really weird tone to it. It had a really weird vibe. Yeah, it's It's the first press conference I've seen in a while where Darren, I don't want to say he looked worried, but he looked genuinely annoyed at some of the questions at times. And I kind of understand the whole thing of not wanting to get sucked into talking about players who are injured all the time, because it's got to be frustrating, because that's been the main part of what he's done all season. It's just talk about players who are injured. So I can understand it on that point of view. But apart from that, it was just usual stuff. There was a bit about Alex Miller brought up about Jerry Barton having comments, and he just said thank you for the kind comments, which I thought were classy. I think the way he just spoke, he just didn't really get it going. He doesn't get into that kind of nitty gritty of getting at other managers. He tends to be respectful and keep it that way. Apart from that, like I say, it just had a really strange vibe to it at the press conference. So yeah, it was interesting. So we'll see what happens at the weekend and see if we can get all 3 points. It can be a tough one, but let's see if we can. But you never know. Let's see where we are by the end of the weekend.